Miss Brill, an aging English teacher living alone in a French town, decides the day is finally warm enough to wear her fur necklet to the public gardens. She takes it out of its box, gives it an affectionate little brush, and admires worn-out fur, treating it as the most precious treasure she ever had. Pleased with herself, she sets off for her usual Sunday walk to the Jardin Publics, where a band plays every week for the townspeople. She settles on to what she considers her regular bench and immediately begins her favorite pastime, eavesdropping on the other people around her. An old couple sits silently beside her, not speaking at all, which Miss Brill finds disappointing since they give her nothing interesting to listen to. She watches the wider crowd instead, noticing how everyone seems to walk the same familiar loops around the gardens week after week, greeting the same familiar faces. An elegant woman in an ermine coat crosses paths with a man, and Miss Brill imagines a whole little romance between them, only to watch the woman drop her bunch of violets and the man pick them up. Miss Brill assumes he's returning them out of kindness, but she's disappointed to see the woman coldly refuse them, and the man simply flicks his cigarette and walks off in the other direction. Miss Brill has become so used to spending her Sundays this way that she thinks of it as going to the theater, watching a play that never stops, with herself as one of the audience members. She feels a warm rush of belonging, convinced that if she weren't there every week to sit and watch, someone would surely notice her absence. The band starts up a new tune, and Miss Brill becomes swept up in the music, imagining that everyone in the gardens, herself included, is secretly a performer taking part in the same great production. She's almost moved to tears by the thought that she isn't just a spectator on the sidelines, but an actual character with a role to play in the story unfolding around her. She even begins silently rehearsing how she'll describe the whole scene later that evening when she reads to an old, ill gentleman she cares for a few afternoons a week, one of her small teaching jobs. Just then, a young couple, clearly fashionable and in love, comes to sit on the bench right beside her. Miss Brill is delighted, assuming they'll be the newest leading characters in her afternoon's entertainment, and she leans in slightly to listen to what they're saying. The boy suggests that this would be the perfect place for the two of them to have some privacy, but the girl complains that they can't because of that stupid old thing sitting right next to them. Confused for a moment, Miss Brill realizes with a jolt that the girl is talking about her, specifically mocking her old fur necklet. The boy laughs and cruelly compares the fur to a fried whiting, a cheap, unappealing fish, while the girl asks aloud why Miss Brill even bothers coming to the gardens at all, since nobody actually wants her there. The couple gets up and leaves without a second thought, completely unaware or uncaring of how deeply their words have cut her. Miss Brill sits frozen for a moment, then quietly gets up and walks home, skipping her usual small Sunday treat of a slice of honey cake from the bakery, which she normally looks forward to all week. She goes straight up to her tiny, dim room, referred to by her students as her cupboard, and sits down without turning on the light. Slowly, she takes off the fur necklet, and instead of laying it out gently the way she did that morning, she quickly folds it up and puts it back into its box without looking at it. As she closes the lid, she thinks she hears something crying, though the story leaves it unclear whether the sound comes from the fur itself or from Miss Brill silently crying alone in the dark.
Enjoyed this one? Please subscribe and join us for more classic novel stories.